Hello. Once you've taken the PI behavioral assessment, we take that information and turn it into a PI behavioral pattern. In that pattern, we measure 4 different drives, or the 4 factors. They are A, dominance, the drive for influence on people and events; B, extroversion, the drive for social interaction; C, patience, the drive for consistency and stability; and D, formality, the drive for rules and structure. Understanding each one of these 4 drives will help us better understand a person and how they operate in the workplace. PI has administered over 20 million assessments, and to make it easy for you, we've created 17 reference profiles. Think of it as shorthand, or an easy, digestible way for you to understand a wide variety of behaviors and needs. Your behavioral pattern might not fit exactly into one of these reference profiles, but most likely they'll come close. Your reference profile most closely matches the adapter profile. So let's talk about the adapter profile. So what defines the adapter profile is actually what we used to refer to it as a skinny pattern, a pattern that sits very close to the midpoint. An adapter, because you have an average amount of these 4 drives that we talked about. You don't have a tendency to have a high amount of something or a really low amount of something. It can be very situational for you. So there will be times when you can be a little bit more authoritative, and there'll be times when you can be a little bit more of a team player. There'll be times where you can be a little bit more extroverted if you need to and socialize with others. And you can dial that back as well and kind of be a little bit more reserved. You're never gonna be, alone and by yourself, but you're never gonna be super extroverted and, enthusiastic about things. You have, again, when we talk about adapter, situationally speaking, patience. You can push it up and pull it down. There are times when you can be a little bit more, okay, we can take things, one thing at a time, and then there are times where you've got a little pep in your step and you want things to move a little quickly. Again, remember, not extremes on either side. It's a little bit of both. Same thing again, of course, with formality. So a need for some rules and structure. You're never going to be free-willing or just needing to kind of do things on the fly or off the cuff. It's much more about making sure that you have that kind of situational approach to it. I know a lot of what I just said sounds like it's very much down the middle and there's not a side to it, and really that's the essence of an adapter profile. It's very much of that adapter. It can sit well with many different personalities. It can work well with many different groups of people. In fact, some people call the adapter profile a bridge builder, because they can work so well with different departments. They can bridge those different gaps so easily because they don't have a tendency to be overly dominant or overly fast-paced or overly formal. They can kind of sit right in the middle. So that's a great strength of an adapter profile. A challenge that can come along with that, though, is you can be hard to read, both literally and figuratively speaking. You can be hard to read to your teammates, you can be hard to read to the people around you. Because you don't have the propensity to have a certain drive, a high or a low drive towards something, you may not come down on the same side of the fence every single time. So there may be some days where you say to yourself, no, I'm gonna take action on this and I'm gonna state my plan, and I'm gonna have an authoritative view on it. And then the next day you might think, let's go with the team consensus. Let's go with what the team needs. To others, that may start looking a little inconsistent. That might be hard to read. It might be hard to kind of put your thumb on, where are you coming from? So that could be a potential challenge with the adapter profile. Communication style is never gonna be something that is overly strong either way for you. So not overly direct or not overly empathetic. That's actually one of the reasons why that adapter profile can work so well with other profiles, is they can adapt their communication style. So in summary, what we want to think about when we think about the adapter profile is just middle of the road, easily adaptable, situational behavior. It's easy for you to fit in with multiple different groups, doing multiple different things, and you can push up and pull down the factors that you need to when you need to pull them up or pull them down. That's a little bit more about your adapter profile.